A nation constituted in conflict with its own ideals would need to be reconstructed before it could be fully constructed. It would need to go to war with itself and win, then reconstruct itself differently. This is not rebuilding, but reconstructing to the core of governance, citizenship, history, infrastructure, and the distribution of land. Paradoxically, the people who did the constructing and must now do the reconstructing are likely to be the same. Laborers in one instance and authors in another, designers of this nation and of themselves.
And of themselves. The Black Reconstruction Collective commits itself to continuing this work of reconstruction in Black America and these United States. We take up the question of what architecture can be, not a tool for imperialism and subjugation, not a means for aggrandizing the self, but a vehicle for liberation and joy. The discipline of architecture has consistently and deliberately avoided participation in this endeavor, operating in complicity with repressive aspects of the current system. That ends now. We commit ourselves to annihilating the willful blinders that have enabled architecture to continue to profess its Eurocentrism as a virtue and claim apolitical ends. We reject the boundaries established by nation states.
We reject the boundaries established by nation states, challenge the spatial manifestations of anti-Black racism, and encourage creative agency and liberatory practices. This collective portal unites activists, scholars, architects, artists, and organizers across time and space. With this commitment to Black freedom and futurity, we dedicate ourselves to doing the work of designing another world that is possible here, where we are, with and for us.
Imagining Black Reconstruction today is waking up in a country where 70 million people voted to extend fascism. It is operating with the knowledge that they are the only ones who can cure themselves from a sickness they invented. It is within this brutal reality that we have to imagine spatial translations of aesthetic practices by Black diasporic people. This is where we notice the similarities between the sounds of the highway and the ocean. In an article published on November 10, 2020, a group of scholars are debating whether a portion of the Atlantic seabed should be marked as a memorial for the 1.8 million Africans who lost their lives at sea during the Middle Passage. Imagining Black Reconstruction is working with Saidiya Hartman's description of the landscape as a witness, or a manifestation of absences, then imagining spatial practices that collaborate with this witness. It means making the full length of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge a site to reflect on the afterlives of slavery. It is moving with the knowledge that fugitivity is a spatial practice. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is a natural canyon, planetary scar on the ocean floor, spatializes the ongoing project of coloniality, the violence that undergirds the extractive logics binding Africa to the Americas. Dion Brand wrote that the sea is its own country, its own sovereignty. But yet the debates from that article demonstrate a condition and a site predetermined by the economic interests of transnational mining companies. Deep sea mining has a way to continue extracting resources from the sites of Black death. Imagining Black Reconstruction today is acknowledging the middle of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge as a space of disappearance that has witnessed an incalculable loss of Black life, from the door of no return to the port of Savannah, where Eli Whitney patented the cotton gin. Ronaldo Walcott writes, "Those of us subject to and subjected to the most brutal of human degradations have had to cultivate modes of being, other kinds of living, so that new imaginative possibilities might still take root among us. These cultivations of lives, not meant to be lived, have been lived with a ferocity of thought, care, and communality in service of implanting, rooting, and maybe even harvesting new ways of being together. End of quote. Imagining Black Reconstruction today is fundamentally about harvesting new ways of being together. Ways of being together that are not about questioning architecture, but reconstructing architecture anew. Because if architecture is a discipline that encloses space, making it measurable and exploitable, the spatial practices that work in the Black radical tradition are refusals of measurability. They exist outside the boundaries established by any discipline. But of course, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is also a site of movement and formation, a space that prefigures a global Black aesthetic. Splitting the ocean floor, it presents a non-static zone of immersion. Maybe this is what Fred Moten was considering when he wrote about spaces that, quote, hold bodies and populations together by tearing them apart. It is a topography that was an escape from the hold and manifests as a sectional inversion of it, signifying the slow erosion of confinement systems that attempt to fix and solidify Blackness. It is a vector, a non-site. Its significance escapes the colonial metrics that apply mathematics to the material and digital realms of Blackness. But then again, imagining Black Reconstruction today could simply be about spatializing the generosity of the Black quotidian. It means knowing the suburb is as Black as the city. It means calibrating your heartbeat to the waves of the Atlantic. From a pedagogical standpoint, it might mean requiring every architect and urban designer to read Walter Rodney before speaking about African urbanism. Imagining Black Reconstruction today might simply mean finding ways to draw Sun-Ra's immeasurable equation. It might mean meditating on Sylvia Wynter's formulations, building plots and dismantling the global plantation. It means reading and rereading Audre Lorde's Poetry is Not a Luxury. It means refusing to draw boundaries between June Jordan's architecture and poetry. It means 21 Savage is a Black immigrant, just like me. But most importantly, imagining Black Reconstruction today is drafting the 2020 version of Field Order 15, with the knowledge that Andrew Johnson is always right around the corner. In other words, it is designing for retrenchment-proof reparations. It means dwelling in the transcendent sounds and textures of ancient traditions. It means meditating on intimacy, building neighborhoods, cities, and suburbs that protect Black children from trauma. It means trusting the diagnosis of Afro-pessimism while cooking with the ingredients and visions of Black abolitionists. It means drawing with Mulatu Asad Gates' xylophone and Mohamed Ege Mariam Gabru's piano, John Coltrane's saxophone, and Chris O'Feely's blue. It means Angela Davis, Ruth Wilson Gilmore, and Miriam Kaba are architects. They are helping us envision and build the type of world we want to live in.
Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. No place big enough for holding all the tears you're gonna cry. 'cause your mama's name was lonely and your daddy's name was pain. And they call you little sorrow, 'cause you'll never love again. So why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. You ain't got no one to hold you. You ain't got no one to care. If you'd only understand it, nobody wants you anywhere. So why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. Why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't never gonna fly. You ain't got no one to hold you. You ain't got no one to care. So why you wanna fly, blackbird? You ain't ever gonna fly. You ain't ever gonna fly.
The first version of Black Reconstruction began with a nation seeking unity and ended with a contentious post-election transition. It promised to deliver full citizenship, equality, suffrage, and civil rights to America's black population, but failed to do so in the face of enduring white supremacy. Even with the adoption of the 14th Amendment soon after the Civil War, and the Voting Rights Act and Civil Rights Acts of the 1960s, there remains one key aspect of a deconstructed blackness that has yet to be fully reconstructed: our collective self-image. The realm of the image, more particularly the constructed image, is the mainstay of the architect. And since our built environments are reflections of our collective selves, the realm of the self-image must be of equal importance to architects, as are our static representations of spaces. Our predominant self-image, however, has been shaped by Eurocentric ideals of beauty, even as images of blackness are co-opted and exoticized. So too has our image of the built environment been shaped by the same Eurocentric ideals. What we value as innovative, impressive, beautiful, and accomplished in design has been defined as such through a lens of whiteness. To imagine true Black Reconstruction, we must imagine a people with a fully restored sense of self. What if the failed project of Reconstruction actually succeeded? What if the identities, cultures, and self-image of former slaves who bore within them the creativity of their motherland were fully validated? What images would they have foregrounded? What communities would they have built? Today, an image of Blackness does not exist without an acknowledgement of a 400-year-long deconstruction of culture, identity, and self-image. Our contemporary culture is a sampling of colonial histories, Afrocentric ideals, and improvisational adaptations to oppression. Collaged atop a canvas of red, white, and blue. The architectural expression of Black Reconstruction must remix the stories of our past, present, and future. To imagine Black Reconstruction today, amidst another contentious post-election transition in a nation once again seeking unity, is to imagine an entirely different sense of self, one that can define its own self-image, its own design attitudes, and its own architecture. Not one derivative of the current canons of our discipline, but one rooted strongly enough in the collage of American and Afro-diasporic identity to stand on its own.
the blackness. Keep the game on. Amazing grace, how sweet.
And he began to whoop and dive and splash and turn. He could fly. You hear me? My great-granddaddy could fly. God damn. He whipped the water with his fists, then jumped straight up as though he could take off, and landed on his back and sank down, his mouth and eyes full of water. Up again. Still pounding, leaping, diving. The son of a bitch could fly. You hear me, sweet? That motherfucker could fly. Could fly! He didn't need no airplane, didn't need no fucking TWA, he could fly his own self. Who you talking about? Sweet was lying on her side, her cheek cupped in her hand. Solomon, that's who. Oh, him, she laughed. He belonged to that tribe of niggers. She thought he was drunk. Yeah, that tribe. That flying motherfucking tribe. Oh man. He didn't need no airplane, he just took off. Got fed up all the way up. No more cotton, no more bales, no more orders, no more shit. He flew, baby. Lifted his beautiful black ass up to the sky and flew home. Can you dig it?
But don't you understand that the people who do this thing, who practice racism, are bereft? There is something distorted about the psyche. It's a huge waste, and it's a corruption and a distortion. It's a profound neurosis that nobody examines for what it is. It feels crazy. It is crazy. But if the racist white person, I don't mean the person who is examining his consciousness and so on, doesn't understand that he or she is also a race, it's also constructed, it's also made, and it also has some kind of serviceability. But when you take it away, I take your race away. And there you are, all strung out, and all you got is your little self. And what is that? What are you without racism? Are you any good?
This is the story of R. RR is a place you almost know, that you might have known. It's a place that's been reconstructed. I learned about RR from a woman named Kay Robinson, an artist born and raised in RR. The official name of this free black territory is Republica. It was founded by Mariam de Capita, this woman here, in 1811, following the largest anti-slavery rebellion in North America. Decapita and her planners started by turning old maps around so that south points up and charting overlaps and lines of connection with Haiti and other free black lands, as they emerged and disappeared, from Maroon Islands and swamps to the coast of the Carolinas. These lands were often swampy and watery like our, almost as much water as land. They studied the old squares of New Orleans, streets and buildings, patterns they knew well, since they had built them. Most of the squares were built 100 meters by 100 meters. They studied also to purge from the pattern of the squares anything of overseers, mining, and European fantasies. They studied what remained after this purge, the way you would do long division and work with the remainder each line. They called this remainder the R binary. They used that R binary to calculate new squares. They devised a way of building with bamboo that made the ground float. They wove concrete around bamboo and made plastic from plants. The floating ground supports structures up to 100 meters in height and wind speeds up to 100 meters per second. R is effectively hurricane-proof. The patterns of structure that make this possible are coded into the music of R, the clothing, the hairstyles. Mathematicians who have studied R note a similarity between what early 20th century mathematician Alonzo Church called lambda definable and what residents here call R-making. R-making is a practice of converting things or numbers or variables through steps and functions that residents learn at a young age. It's a bit like playing an abstract musical instrument or learning to read and write from an alphabet of numbers. Some think that Alonzo Church sent his PhD student Alan Turing to visit R in 1937 specifically to research these toys and alphabets, which Turing came to refer to as machines. Any adult in RR can design a building up to 20 meters from the floating base, and any group of adults in RR can construct or reconstruct such a structure. Beyond 20 meters, specialists are required. These specialists are called architects.
We fall down, but we get up. 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 Oh, yeah. We fall down. Oh, but we get up, get back we up. Fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back we fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down, but we get up, back up. We fall down, oh, but we get up, get back. We fall down. we get up, back up, we fall down. We get up, back up, we fall down. Oh, but we get up, back, we fall down. We get up, back up, we fall down. Oh, but we get up, back, we fall down. We get up, back up, we fall down. Oh, but we get up, back, we fall down. We get up, back up, we fall down. Oh, but we get up, back, we fall down. You can get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. No matter how far you fall, get back up again. You can get back up again. Get back up again. He's waiting on you. Get back up again. Just get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. No matter how far you fall, get back up again. Arms open wide. Get back up again. He's waiting to his arms. Get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. Get back up again. He's waiting on. Get back up again. Arms open wide. Get back up again. Run to his arms.